Hey, how you doing? My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. This is the Loshak in the Bag show for Wednesday, right?
Yes.
The October 10th. I think we do a pretty good show here, Jimmy the Bag. You know what I'm saying? I think we do a pretty good show here, Jimmy the Bag. We're not necessarily the top handicappers in the world, but we do okay. And I think we put out day in and day out a relatively entertaining product. Am I wrong?
I think you're right. I think we are the greatest handicappers in the world, not the winningest.
I think we do okay. I think we do all right. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're
feel
saying.
Me? All right, Jimmy the Bag, Loshak in the Bag show. 2018, shit's about to get ill in humanity. We got about 10 years where we're just going to be chilling, and hopefully we'll be able to have a little fun before everything fucking goes to shit in about 10 years, and that's what we're trying to do here. You know what I'm saying? Create a sense of community, have a little fun, analyze these sporting events and analyze these betting lines. Just take one day at a time, right, Jim?
One day at a time. If we only got 10 years, let's just take it one day at a time. Opening up this group is Argenis Vasquez.
Oh, shit.
A new commenter
Hell yeah,
saying,
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Then we got great group. KG, Adam Booth, Parlay Poppy, King Rail, Lamont Williams, Fuzz Logic saying, is Pete back yet?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, does he mean like back in terms of like my presence or back in terms of mentally? I don't know about that one, but,
physically.
Yeah, physically I'm back. Yes, physically I'm back. Am I all back mentally? Who knows? Do I look all back? Yeah, I think I look okay, actually. I think I look not too bad right now. I did the pre-snap reads show, Jim. Some interesting shit. I love doing that show, man. Ian Cameron really is a great guy.
Yeah,
I really do like him. He really is a great guy. And his advice is great, too. I do just like him as a person. You know what I'm saying?
That's so much fun.
I love it. I love all that shit. And, I even like fucking Donnie and Whale Capper and everyone. I like everyone, Jimmy the Bag. I wish I could be a guest on every single fucking show for SPR.
Yeah, you could be.
Yeah, I could be. I could be.
But time is a factor.
I could just. Oh, King Rail says my mic is going in and out. Is that true?
I don't know. Oh yeah, can you tighten that? Freddie just gave us that message. What does that mean to you?
Well, I don't know. Were the batteries charged? Because I've been...
Freddie's going like that. What does that mean to you?
All right. Okay. He says my mic is going in and out. Okay. Hopefully that will be better. Shit. All right. Okay.
Teddy B says, Jimmy, tune in to watch the Lakers Golden State tonight. It's time, Laker Nation. Lamont Williams said, Jimmy, I like Vegas too. I like hearing that. D Hall, long-time viewer. Been a while since I've been able to catch the best show on YouTube. Good to be back. Thank you for joining us, D. I remember D Hall very well. We got Al Hard, Noli Knows, Nick Dial. Nick Dial's being a white hot.
Oh no!
By the way of late.
See, I was leaning back, trying to be cool, trying to do some shit, and it was all just my mic was going in and out, so you couldn't really hear it. Could you at least get the gist of it? I don't know.
I think we got the gist of it. Parlay Poppy says Pete be moisturizing and dry cleaning. Is that a fact? Have you been moisturizing?
No, I went to an art show on Saturday, and the artist who was having the show told me that she couldn't show up with me looking like I did, so she had me trim my mustache and put on a white sweater and a man bun, and it turned out that I agreed with her take on it. So I think I'm going to start grooming a little bit more. Maybe that's still funny because I just want to be funny. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But I realize that that grooming is also funny, right?
Grooming can be very
Dudes
funny.
who groom is funny. So I'm gonna go that route a little bit more in the future.
Dudes who groom sounds like a new show.
Yes, exactly.
I like it.
Definitely.
JP says hi, my love.
Yeah, so hi JP, shout out to everyone. All right, so what are we going to do today? We're going to go over the 3 NHL games once again. I took two first period overs, the Vegas game and the Flyers game. Jim took 2 once again, big puck lines, Vegas alternative puck line plus 310, and the other one was the Flyers at plus 220. We'll go over college football and NFL. We'll discuss what I learned from the pre-snap reads show. There were a couple of plays that I added in the pre-snap reads show to my official record, and a couple of other plays that I'm definitely leaning towards, including the Penn State-Michigan State game, Jim. Joe Gavassi and Ian Cameron went head-to-head on Penn State-Michigan State. Joe Gavassi took Michigan State. Ian Cameron took Penn State. I am definitely in the Ian Cameron camp. He took Penn State minus 13.5. I'm thinking even better might be Penn State first half, and maybe even better might be Michigan State team total under. I'm thinking it's a good spot for Penn State off of the bye. A lot of problems for Michigan State, especially offensively. So I'm thinking about Michigan State team total under, Penn State first half, and Penn State full game. We'll talk about some NFL stuff, and then we'll take a look at MLB futures odds for the series. The series odds, the odds for Houston have been getting bet up, and I'm thinking that Houston. I was looking at the odds, right, and I'm thinking I want to take Houston here, but then I'm thinking, man, am I just not giving enough respect to Boston? I mean, they got Betts, they got everyone in that lineup, right?
Dangerous lineup.
It is a dangerous lineup.
I just think the pitching advantage is Houston.
Right.
And pitching is so crucial.
Yeah.
But I'm very curious to hear what moves you want to make with this in the ALCS and NLCS. Arthur Meade Jr. says, I love all these shows. You make my day every day, win or lose.
Oh, there you go. Shout out to Arthur Meade Jr.
Retro Star Jim, got love for you, my dude. Keep the grind going. I need that. Aspire to a late. Mr. Jimmy's and Mr. Peters.
Latte latte. Latte latte.
Tomorino saying Washington getting no respect. Plus 700 to win the East. Barely favored against Boston opening night. Huge dogs against Pittsburgh. They've been undervalued every game so far this year.
Really?
Washington Capitals, defending Stanley Cup champions, being undervalued every day.
All right, so I guess let's just get into NHL. Once again, I took first period overs in Vegas, Washington, and Philly, Ottawa. Jimmy the Bag took Philly -1.5 and Vegas on the alternative puck line -1.5. Arizona, Anaheim, we discussed it. We thought that, it has underwritten all over it. If the game does go under, I'm going to look at this game and say, I just, was overthinking it. I should have just gone with the obvious play. If the game goes over, I'm going to say it just, it was too easy, too good to be true, and I should have seen it.
Our man, Lowbagger Robbie Tagola is going to the game tonight. Going to the game tonight. So he asked me what bet, should he make? Is the under the play? And I was like, you don't want to go to a hockey game and bet under.
That's why, right?
So what I told him, I was like, you know what I would say for you, make it. First off, I said, could take the Ducks -1.5 at +180. You could take the over. It's +120 and +125. It's so juiced to the under. Cheer all goals.
Yeah.
But another play I said you should think about making is take the game to go to a shootout at +900.
Which one? The Anaheim game.
Ducks.
Yeah,
Coyotes.
I mean,
Take the game to go to overtime at +900.
It feels like it's going to be a close, low-scoring game. And it feels like, the big question is Arizona. Are they going to bounce back here? Jimmy the Bag, you are not high on Arizona. You think they don't have the firepower, that just the firepower isn't there?
They have some offense.
Yeah.
They just don't have... They don't go to the net hard. They don't follow through. They don't do everything that their coach, Rick Tocchet, did. They're so different from his playing days. He was on some big, tough flyer teams. This is the opposite of that. Japan, to me, is not a number one line center. They're a mess. Now, any team would be a mess, really, without their number two, number three centers on their depth chart. That's what's happening here. That's a big loss. I think they have a nice mobile defense. I'm a big fan of Ranta, but their forward group is soft and weak and not very good.
All right. Well, if the Arizona Anaheim, that's definitely a lean for me. First period under. If it doesn't cash, I just have a feeling that Arizona is going to come in here and be up big. This might be a good game to take a shot with.
And there's Robbie right there. Robbie's right there. I'm going with the game to go to a shootout. Thanks for the advice, Jimmy. 9-1.
Yes. Very nice.
Put $100
very nice.
on that, win 900 at the game.
Or, it is a little bit cracked out, but live betting, if you're at a game, live betting is, I think, one of the best ways. I mean, if I'm going to waste my time going to a fucking sporting event, at least I'm going to live bet it. You know what I'm saying?
Live betting's a great idea. But what
Jim's
do you do for
waste
fun?
Your time sport. Okay, let's just move on from that comment.
Very tough to take unders. I used to go to Raptors games all the time and take unders, and it was just it was excruciating. It takes all the fun away from it. Gambling's supposed to be fun.
Right. That's why historically unders have had the best betting value and overs in all areas, not just points scored, but in prop bets have traditionally been. Although the market's getting tighter on that.
Wow. Anna Marek, my man Clint, Arizona Ducks under 4.5 at +210. That's wild. Parlay Poppy Coyotes -2.5 at +400. Shaquille Bell, I'm taking a shot at the Coyotes tonight. Or I'm sure that means with the Coyotes. Alonzo Shiver says, Jimmy, why you high on Vegas? Now, Alex Smith made a really good point about the mandatory 5 days rest that each team's going to have to take, and Washington had to take early. How last year these teams were fade. It's difficult to make a decision first week of the year whether that's going to be the same. It's also tough with this Vegas team dealing with their number one defenseman out, dealing with injuries to Stastny and Tuck. I just feel like this is an opportunity for them. They outshot Buffalo 37-17, lost 4-1. They play a speed-oriented game. This isn't a revenge bet for me. I just think there's a ton of value in this spot. Will the Capitals be rusty? I thought they were going to be rusty opening night, and they won 7-0. So it's I'm not high on the Golden Knights.
Mm-hmm.
With 12 guys with career years last year, I'm not high on them moving forward.
What's your take on Antti Ranta?
I think he's great.
You think he's great, huh?
I thought that Vegas should have taken him last year, and I was so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Andre Fleury was clearly the guy, but I thought they should take Antti Ranta in the expansion draft. I thought Antti Ranta would be the guy. I thought he was going to take over the starting job for the Rangers. I was surprised that he was left exposed by the New York Rangers originally. I'm very high on Antti Ranta. I think he could be a great goalie.
And what's your take on Anaheim in general right now? Obviously, they have a lot of injuries. What's your take on Anaheim in general right now?
Enormous amount of injuries, but these guys are playing for their job.
Sure.
And there's a great vibe in that dressing room. And they have a young defense and the hottest goaltender in the National Hockey League. You actually, to be honest with you, going right back to the well with the Ducks does make some sense to me. What would we get, by the way,
even though you love Antti Ranta?
I love Antti Ranta, but Gibson's the hottest goalie in the NHL.
Yeah, the problem is you're getting a minus 150s.
Yeah.
It is headed down a little bit. You love Antti Ranta, huh?
I do. I think he's going to be a great goalie.
Man, I wish this Anaheim team total was 3, because if it was, I would jump on it. It's 2.5 plus 125 on the under. I want to take the under with the Anaheim team total, but I wish I could get 3. It's 2.5 plus 125.
That's dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
Because they can put up a couple of goals on Ranta at some point. If it's 2-2 and it goes to OT, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just a little bit too close for comfort. All right. So
gate pass keys on the Sens, Caps, Anaheim, puck line, and over.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Okay. Let's see. Go other comments here? Other comments?
Yeah, Twatty Latte says, I love your pretty blouse.
Oh, thank you very much, Twate Latte. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Fucking wasted talent. All right, let's get into this. Let's see, what else do we have here? Tomorino says, Ducks have good speed on defense. Gibson is solid. I think they'll be a good under team. Right.
Definitely. With Getzlaf in the lineup or out of the lineup, I don't think it matters.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys that they're missing, like Kessler and Eves, these are defensive. Well, Eves is capable of scoring. He had one big year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. I think when their defense is healthy, Gibson is hot.
Yes.
They should be hammered.
King Rail says, Pete, if Jessica writes the same message 4 times, that's spam, right? Yes, Jessica has already violated the spam rules.
Yeah,
I'm not saying block her. I'm just saying spam is one of the things that you can get banned for. Yeah. And it doesn't mean you're going to get banned if you spam, because as we know, if you're selling personal escort services, spamming us with that it's hard to get banned for that.
It can be fun.
Yeah, it can be fun. I like Jessica, but yes, King Rail Jessica has absolutely already exceeded the threshold for spam. Absolutely, no question. That was exceeded quite a while ago. Actually,
Isaiah says, Jim Pete, what do you guys think of the Philadelphia or first period over 1.5?
Mm-hmm.
It's a play that a lot of guys on the Loshak and the Back Show are on.
Wait, which one? Philadelphia?
The first period over
in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
I'm on it. I bet it. 2 units. I bet it. I'm on it. And I'm also on the Vegas first period over as well. I'd also be leaning the full game overs in both of those games also, but I'm just not sure if I want to double up, because it's a little bit risky. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to take it a little bit conservatively in NHL. Try to be prudent. If I had done that with MLB, my pick, my volume of picks would have been way down, and but my unit size would probably have been a little bit better if I just stuck to the low-hanging fruit. You know what I mean? And here, the Philly-Ottawa first period over, if that one goes under, fine. I think it's a good play. Vegas and Washington, I know that either of these goalies, Fleury could stand on his head, but if the first period goes under, that's fine. I'm willing to take a loss with both of those.
Definitely.
I'm going to try to stick with low-hanging fruit in NHL, and even more so in NBA.
Teddy B says, Jimmy Loshak, should this not be a good fade spot for Vegas Golden Knights going to play Caps defending champions? No, this is not. This is definitely Tomar has a point.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, the Capitals, a team that didn't make any changes in the offseason except jettisoning Grubauer, seem to be a team that is getting a little bit disrespected by the market.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly. And what we see at the beginning of the year is these teams that don't make a lot of changes start out very strong.
Mm-hmm.
But the Golden Knights must be due at some point. They're out playing teams. They're on the road. I also like the idea of being on the road for a little bit when they struggled early, lost that first game 5-2. I like the idea of the team being together in the hotels. Obviously, the Capitals just spent 5 days at home. I feel like this is a good spot early for Vegas, and I wanted to take Vegas first period, but I decided to go for the big score instead.
Okay. Annie Marak, sorry, one more, Jessica. Annie Marak says, Jessica lied and spams. That's 2 strikes. Lay down the banhammer, Pete. Yeah, but Annie Marak, I'm in love. Maybe you haven't been in love the way I'm in love, Annie Marak. Maybe you can't understand what it's like to be in love the way I'm in love right now, Annie Marak. So I hear you. I hear you objectively. All right, no more Jessica comments. No more Jessica comments. All right, let's see. So that's it for NHL. No, all right, okay. No more Jessica comments and no more NHL for the rest of this video. How about that?
I'm okay with that, but I may make a move on the Ducks at some point. The longer we've talked about the game, the more I feel like they're rolling.
Jason Goforth says, Pete, what's your top bet for tonight? I would say that I like the Ottawa first period over a little bit more than the Vegas Washington over first period. So I only have 2 bets going tonight, and I would say Philly Ottawa first period over I like more than the other one.
And Kyle Krasuski, my lock of the day is gold in the first 10 minutes, Capitals Vegas. I like it. Vincent K. Mackwell, big day to cash, Kyle. Washington moneyline, Anaheim, and the under 5.5.
Okay. Annie Marak then says, laugh my fucking ass off, then lay down the other hammer. Hey. It's a guy with some promising chops there.
See, a lot of these guys have blocked, Jessica.
I know. That's the problem. And that's the other problem is that, right, okay.
Marco Lou says, let's talk Breeders' Cup when the card is so small today. It's hard to talk Breeders' Cup this far in advance. So many things can go wrong with the horses in the last few weeks. Colds, injuries. We don't want to put too much time into capping when we're not entirely sure who's going to make it in. Remember, the win and you're in races have been done, but each race will have 20 extra horses applying to be in the race. So I get it. We could talk about the Classic. We could definitely talk about the Classic. That is a race where we know pretty much who's going to be in it. But it's definitely a little hard to do that.
All right, so Jimmy the Bag, once again, I'm on 2 first period overs. Jimmy the Bag is on 2 big puck lines. I'm going to stay off of the under in the Arizona Angels-Anaheim game. Although if that game winds up 1-0, you can bet your ass I'm going to be whining and complaining and bitching in the 12 o'clock show tomorrow morning. But for right now, I will stay off.
Look at our man, Todor Petkov. He's on the Raptors.
Okay.
So the King Rail says the Nets are sitting 6 players. Todor Petkov says, Raptors, I'm from Montreal. The Brooklyn Nets and DJ Bamboozle at Musique yesterday until 3 a.m., the hottest nightclub in town.
Yeah.
Line started -6.5, now -8.
Okay, I'm getting all this shit because I take the notes, and like I said, when Ralph Portuando said he liked the under in the Golden State game, I reacted to that with some live bets that wound up cashing. Same deal with the Milwaukee game, didn't cash, but just because of OT. All right, I'm gonna look at this. Tudor Petrov, Raptors. I'm from Montreal. The Nets and DJ Bamboozle at Musique yesterday until 3 a.m. The hottest nightclub in town. Line started at -6.5, now up to -8. Nets against the Raptors. So he's saying take the Raps, huh?
He's saying take the Raps.
Wow. Okay, I'm putting that one in there. I'm copying and pasting comments here.
Dark Kent is on the Nets Raptors under. Vincent K. Mackwell loves your first period over.
Yeah.
Gate Paskey says Flyers will be tired and will go down early and have to crawl back, take a shot on the horrible Sens team at home. Oh, look, Mark Lathrop.
Oh, shit.
Mark Lathrop sighting. Long time no see, been a hectic harvest at the winery. That sounds nice. Hey, hectic harvest. I'm writing up my SBR last call piece. Thought I'd share the pick. Boise State versus Nevada under. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing the pick. So we go to SBR.com to see the article why Lathrop is on the Boise State versus Nevada under.
Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, and also, whatever's in the description of this video, if you guys wouldn't mind clicking on it, just click on it so that they know that people click on the shit in the bottom of our videos. I don't know what's in the description box in the comment in the below this video, but just click on it. Just click on it. It would do us a favor. It would really help us out. And King Rail says the Nets are sitting 6 players tonight. Okay, I'm looking for some NBA. For some NBA thoughts
King Rail
here.
says I don't take any lines over 6.5 in the preseason. Took Raptors, Pacers, money line parlay. Stick around after this show, 7:30 Eastern time for King's Court. They've been making a ton of cash live playing these exhibition games.
All right, so let's move on to college football here. I'm just looking at.
But one last note on hockey. I know we wanted to leave it alone, but look at Teddy B. My man Teddy B says, Loshak, Jimmy, Caps team total over 3.5 at plus 135.
I know these. I'm gonna have to do. I actually am firing up an NHL spreadsheet. I am doing some stuff with NHL that I've never done before. I'm gonna try to. I hope I have the time to do it, and I'm going to do some in-depth analysis on some of these team totals. The 3.5s at plus money, the 2.5s with the big favorites on the over, and the big dogs on the under. I'm going to be looking to that more in depth, and hopefully I'll have enough time to have some insights this year. A lot of people say, Peter, you shouldn't be doing that. You should give that to your assistant to do. I don't have an assistant, okay? So I have to do it. Yeah. But I am trying. I am working up some advanced analysis of some NHL stuff, and I'm hoping that I have enough time to take care of it. All right, so you want to move on to college football?
I do, but Yaya says he's delivered some ground fruit.
Oh, yeah?
And I can't seem to find it. Yaya, where is your ground fruit? I'm looking for it. Sorry if we missed comments. But I'm looking for Yais's ground fruit. Can you hit us with that ground fruit again? Looking up Jace Gum, I took Ducks puck line, Jimmy. Everybody seems to be on Arizona. I don't know how I feel about that, but I think the Ducks roll tonight.
Okay.
Quaddy Latte, under 81. Can you believe it's at 81?
Yeah.
Under 81 in Memphis, UCF.
That's actually, you want to use that as a segue into college football? Because that is one of the plays that I did add. I added Memphis plus 5 at the Greek minus 115. I bet it at 4.5. This, obviously, Central Florida is awesome, and they blew out Memphis last year in the regular season, but then in the conference championship, it went to overtime. I bet Memphis plus 4.5. That was one of my leans. Al McMorty said he liked Memphis at plus 5, and that was enough for me. I did take Memphis plus 5 as an official pick. I'd also be thinking about taking the Memphis team total over when that one is out, although because I think that if Memphis is a good bet, it's not because their defense is going to slow down Central Florida. It's just that Central Florida's team total is going to be so in the stratosphere. There's a chance Memphis wins outright. So I took Memphis plus 5, and I'd be leaning Memphis team total over as well.
You guys broke that game down on the show?
Oh, yeah, we broke it down. Al McMorty said he liked Memphis. Ian Cameron passed on it, which is understandable. And I think that Memphis plus 5 is one of the plays that I did add.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jay Gark saying, Jimmy, when are you going to join the Ice Guys with Babano? They do a great job, the Ice Guys. They don't need the bag screwing up their goods. Susanna says, Jimmy, did you take Vegas money line as well? No, just went for the big score. So let's I'm sorry, they just a couple questioning, a couple of things going on. Okay, Kyle said I didn't butcher it. Okay, beautiful. Sorry, I thought I butchered Kyle Krasuski's last name. And it reminds me of Krushelnyski, who is a beloved Edmonton Oiler. JR3, safe option going Senators over 2.5 goals and Washington over 2.5 goals. Thoughts, guys? We're going to have a little bit of time to talk about that, maybe in a little NHL at the end of it. But personally, I don't trust the Senators offense ever. The Flyers just allowed 8 goals. You think they're going to let the floodgates open up again? Even with Picard in, I don't think so. Washington over 2.5, sure, I can get that. Okay, Yais with his NCAA football. Mr. Peters, thank me later or now.
Okay.
USC minus 7. Iowa State plus 6.5.
Wait, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at all these other comments. Okay, what did he say? What did he say? He said what?
He said, thank me now or later. Right. USC minus 7.
Okay.
Iowa State plus 6.5. Another guy here on Oregon.
Okay.
Oregon plus 3.5. Florida minus 7.
Okay.
And then ISU plus 7.5.
Okay, those are interesting. Al McMorty, I gave Vanderbilt plus 7 earlier this week. Al McMorty agreed with that one. I think, though, I like the under on that game more, and that's another game that I gave as official. That was my second play that I gave in the pre-snap read show. Under 50.5 in the Vanderbilt game, minus 108. Al McMorty agreed with my play on Vanderbilt, which is nice to hear, but Vanderbilt is just not a very good team, and Florida does have a legitimately awesome defense. So I might wind up pulling that one, but pulling that one just means not canceling it. It means betting the opposite side at whatever line it is later on in the week. But I did add the under 50.5 minus 108, and that's an official pick, and that's a play that I'm liking. Ian Cameron also liked Iowa State plus 6.5, and he went head-to-head. Al McMorty likes West Virginia minus 6. There were a lot of head-to-heads, Ian Cameron and Al McMorty. And my question about that game is, why is the total why did it open so modest and then get bet down, right? Opened in the upper 50s, 57.5. Now it's down to 55. That makes no sense to me. Obviously, we know what West Virginia's offense does, and we know what the Iowa State offense did last week against Oklahoma, right? That new quarterback, he's a freshman, sure, but he's very dynamic, but yet the market has spoken. The market has bet that line, that total down significantly since it opened, which surprised me. Sorry, I'm just copying and pasting stuff here. People are talking about the Lakers game. And also, I don't know if you saw this. I don't mean to go back to hockey, but Parlay Poppy likes the Coyotes -2.5 for +400. Is he kidding or trolling, or is that a real pick?
He's going for a big score.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. At some point, the puck's going to start bouncing in. It feels like these are two AHL squads going up against each other, and there's a ton of volatility in that situation. I completely understand it.
But Gibson is great, is what you're saying.
Gibson he's a goalie that when he's hot, he's absolutely lights out, elite, top 5. He deals with injury. He gets hurt all the time. He gets hurt every year, and that's the problem. That's always going to be a problem. Homeworth says, I think there's value with Wisconsin at +8. Michigan is still limited at receiver, and Wisconsin's been undervalued since the BYU game. Harbaugh, 2-17 against ranked teams.
Wow, people loving Ranta. Sorry, going back to, I'm looking at other comments. Parlay Poppy loves Ranta. Adam Booth says Ranta is so good.
Ranta is very good.
Yeah. All right. I might make some decision on this one before this game is out. Okay. So let's see. Any other comments?
Yeah. Noli knows. So great with totals. Loves the unders. Ball State, Central Michigan under 54. Sasana, Duke +3. More people on Texas Tech. Here comes Campsite Killer.
Yeah.
Campsite Killer like in Texas Tech +7.
Yeah, Ian Cameron also liked Duke, which is understandable. I mean, it's Georgia Tech. Duke has traditionally been pretty good at containing Georgia Tech's option offense, and they're off a bye, of course. The issue for me is just that for a couple of years recently, Georgia Tech, I think, was subpar in terms of their talent on the field, and they didn't recruit that well. They're getting better, though, now. Their offense is a lot better. Obviously, we saw that the last 2 games, but now it's a different situation going up against Duke with the bye and a coach who knows how to contain the option offense. So Ian Cameron loves Duke +3, and I think that might ultimately prove to be a pretty decent play. So I'm not ready to pull the trigger on that one myself, but it's definitely
I like it.
Yeah.
Swati Latte doesn't just love your blouse, also loves Oregon big over game. Oregon over.
Right.
I love Oregon's offense.
No, that's what I was thinking. I looked at that game. I was like, I don't know how much I liked it, but I was like, I got to be leaning Oregon here. I got to be leaning over here. My uncertainty about the game makes me think that the Oregon team total over is what I definitely want. I'm almost definitely going to be on the Oregon team total as an official pick. Yeah.
Yaya says, Mr. Peters, why do you hate my place so much? Your make me very sad.
All right, I'll read that one. Yais, I am still copying and pasting. Native Queen likes the Wizards first quarter and first half. First quarter and first half, but not full game.
And Parlay Poppy was joking about the Coyotes. -2.5.
Oh, he was?
He likes the Ducks -1.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. You can't be joking around. You got to make it a little bit more clear. All right. Shout out to you, Parlay Poppy.
WC Kicks Ass says Pete looking sharp on point today. What picks he got?
Again, Ottawa, Philly, first period over. If someone had a birthday, that would be a pick I would be very fine giving as a birthday pick. Is it a lock? 100%? No. Is it an 80% play? Probably not. Is it a 60% play at -130 or 135? Maybe so. So I bet it 2 units. And yeah, that's what I'm liking.
My man Bobby Robinson going to be in Montreal on Saturday for Habs Pens. Oh, that sounds awesome. Dwayne Reed, UCF more complete team than Memphis.
Yes.
Will not be able to just rely on their run at home. UCF covers a small line on the road.
Yeah, I would much rather be getting 7 here, right? Getting 4.5 or 5 is a tough one. And again, I might take that one back. It's just that's why I was leaning. I bet it, and then when Al McMurdy gave his analysis, I decided to go on it. There's no question though that this is by far the toughest team that UCF has played this year, right? And there's no question that that last year in the conference championship game was a tight game that went to OT. So
Daryl Lyles like in TCU, Texas Tech full game under. Kylie Reynolds, Utah State -24, UNLV horrible.
Parlay Poppy says, Pete, how about to hook you up with my mom? Would love for you to be my stepdad. Help! Let's do it. Definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely, bro. No question, no problem. And Native Queen does like the Wizards full game. Wow. So Native Queen's liking Wizards all the way through.
Ulysses Hayes joining us. Brent Hunt. Yeah, Jimmy, my barber said he was going to be all over Texas Tech. I just hate backing teams that don't know what defense is. And Tomar, going against the call, Twaddy's call on the over, says, I'd lean under in Oregon-Washington. Browning has struggled in big games. Oregon's defense was strong against Stanford.
Yeah, and that's the point, is that if it is a surprisingly low-scoring game, but out of nowhere, also Oregon wins it outright by 10 points, you might still cash on the team total over. That's why when I looked at that game, I think there's a lot of uncertainty. Washington is a tough team always to bet against. So my thought was that I'm going to be looking at the Oregon team total over. So in case it's low scoring, but they win, it might cash. If they get blown out, but it's high scoring, they might cash it anyway. So I'm thinking about Oregon team total over.
I like that play.
Muhammad Joma says Wisconsin plus 7.5. Easiest bet I've seen maybe in my life. Wow.
In his life?
Wow. That's
Sorry, what? Say that again?
He's not an old guy, but he's still seen a lot of bets. Wisconsin plus 7.5. That game I have not looked at yet.
Darcy Kutchen says, damn, I've missed this show. Shout out to Darcy Kutchen.
Shout out.
Wisconsin plus 7.5, the best bet of his life. I'm going to have to take another look at that game. Of his life.
Yaya says, Pete, why do you hate my plays so much? Why? It's just a matter of chemistry, nothing personal. Just sometimes the chemistry isn't there. No, I don't. What plays is he talking about? What plays did Yaya say that I didn't respond to?
I will tell you.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Right, so here we go.
USC -7.
Okay, the reason I said is because I haven't looked into that game, but someone else who we really respect, it might have been Walter Trotter, I don't know, said that they loved Colorado this week, right? Someone said they loved Colorado, right?
A lot of people.
Iowa State plus 6.5. The reason I said is because I'm just confused about that game. Ian Cameron loves Iowa State, but Al McMorty took West Virginia on the other side, and on top of it, the movement on the total has me confused. So that's why I said to that one. Oregon plus 3.5. I said to that one because of everything we just talked about. Florida -7. I said to that one because I took Vanderbilt plus 7. Al McMorty agreed with it, but I took Tennessee against Florida when they were a home dog, and I was totally wrong about that one. So I'm just not sure what to make of Florida right now. Great defense, the quarterback and the offense make me nervous, right? So that's why I said to that one. And then LSU plus 7.5. That's a play that, again, Georgia's just so great, but I think that's again, similar to the Vanderbilt game. I'm leaning LSU, but stronger to the under. So that's why, yes, it's because all of your plays involve games that I'm just confused by. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a good answer.
Yeah, there you go. In-depth answer. Shout out to you, yes. Great commenter.
Little touch on NBA here. I retro star liking Suns today. You are welcome. Nobody for Portland playing, and after smoking Golden State, they're going into this game feeling good. Suns easy money underdog line. Right above my man Flipper 13 who says took Crooklyn plus 8. We'll add more if I get 8.5.
But Crooklyn plus 8. Yes, I'm seeing that one. There you go. And there Walter Trotter says, I do love Colorado this week. Quarterback Montez is leading the nation in completion percentage at 70%. Yeah.
Roddy Rock says, can we all just agree that Pete says, at everything?
It is a little bit of a nervous tick that I would like to cut down on. So please remind me of that if I do it. I don't want to do it.
Says,
Dwayne Reed says, guys, this Colorado team is being highly undervalued by the market. Plus 7 is too many points. I'm taking them to win outright.
Dwayne Reed's been on them both last 2 days. And keep an eye on what Dwayne Reed's on. That's
interesting because I think of USC as a team that I just want to bet on. It's just the question is, what do they have at quarterback? But if the quarterback is good for USC, I'm thinking that that's not a team I want to step in front of. But Dwayne Reed and Walter Trotter both really notably liking Colorado.
Pete, there has to be an easier game to bet on the board than taking a horrible Nebraska team with a bad defense. It's coming from Jesse Dykstra. Says consider Ohio State or their team total over.
Yes, I agree with you, Jesse Dykstra. I took Nebraska. I bet them at 6.5, missed the opener, gave it as a pick at 5.5, bought up to 6, and I might take that one back. It's one of those situations where I don't quite understand why the market is agreeing with my initial thought so much, I could see, Kyle Jack, a lot of people that we were really respecting in the comment section, really liking Northwestern this week. I think that the win against Michigan State was impressive, but not massively impressive. Michigan State, again, is a team I'm looking to fade. I don't like them this week against Penn State. I like Penn State here. And it might be a little bit of a letdown spot for Northwestern.
Nick Dial also on Colorado. These are some of the top cappers that we roll with, all liking Colorado here.
Yeah. Hoops 590 likes the Raptors team total under. I'm going to copy and paste that one. Think about that one when we're live betting.
What is the line movement being? I don't have it up right now. I need to get it up. What's the line movement being in the Colorado game?
The line movement in the Colorado game, I don't know, but that's a game that'll be interesting to monitor that line move as the week goes on. As the week goes on, let's see.
College football. Ulysses Hayes also on Duke. Muhammad Joma, I like Colorado too. My only concern is Colorado not having the speed to match up with what are always fast USC teams.
Yes. I mean, USC, at the beginning of the year, I said USC looks deadly to me. It's just the freshman quarterback was the big question. But I had in my mind, I was like, this is not a team that I want to be betting against on any given week. Right?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But Colorado looks very, very good.
Yeah.
Eddie Sanchez coming up. Best pick, Penn State -14.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm already on it. 13.5. I like the first half as well. I like the Michigan State team total under as well. Couldn't agree with you more on that one. No line movement in the Colorado game so far.
No line movement. Let me finish off. And Reef, New York City saying USC is trash. Ulysses Hayes also on Marshall and Navy. California -7 is another Eddie Sanchez pick.
That is another play that I was looking at as well. We talked about that one in the pre-snap reads show, and I forgot who it was. I think it was both Ian Cameron and Joe Gavassi, who like California -7. I think the spot is great for California. I'm just a little bit concerned about whether or not they have the talent edge to justify this much of a line. I would much rather have the game being played at UCLA and have Cal be like a 1-point favorite or a pick'em line. I definitely like this spot for Cal. I'm just worried because I don't think that UCLA's game against Washington last week was all due to a fluke or Washington looking ahead. I think UCLA is a team that is, inexperienced, not that good, but definitely making small incremental improvements, right? Their offensive line had a good game against Washington. I don't think it's because the Washington defensive linemen were looking ahead. I think it's just the UCLA offensive linemen did a pretty good job, and 7 points is a lot. I'm just not sure if Cal has that kind of an edge. People talked about UCLA's road games earlier this year. Totally different situations. They were on the road at Colorado. Totally different situation. Of course, that's a bad spot for them. On the road against Oklahoma. Totally different situation. Of course, that's a bad spot for them. Does Cal really have the talent edge here to justify a touchdown line here? I don't know. Yes, Ian Cameron and Joe Gavassi both like California. And again, if UCLA was the home team and the line was pick'em, definitely I'd be on Cal there.
Eddie Sanchez is also on Duke +3. Iowa State +7.
Okay.
Colorado +7.
Is it possible that Eddie Sanchez is a clone ghost of Ian Cameron? Would he do that?
No, I don't.
Because all of his picks are exactly the same. What Ian Cameron gave it.
Navy.
Okay. Ian Cameron's also on that one.
What?
Is it possible that would Ian Cameron do that? Make a ghost account that isn't a funny account, just repeating his plays?
I don't think so.
Is it possible?
No, but we'll look into it.
Yes. All of your plays are Ian Cameron's plays from the pre-snap reads show.
Dwayne Reed, Toledo and Troy. The real TC, Baylor +14. Huge win for Texas. Letdown spot. What do you think about Texas being in a letdown spot here?
I'm on Baylor. I bet it at 16.5. That's already an official pick for me at 14.5.
Wow.
I already gave that as an official pick at 14.5. I bet it at 16.5, and it is headed down. It is headed down. Let's see other comments that are coming in. Oscar Sanchez says UCLA has no chance of Cal's defense is improving. Okay.
Parlay Poppy saying, telling you all, best plays Georgia Southern tomorrow, team total over, which will be low against Texas State. This is my favorite play of the whole week.
Ulysses Hayes also likes Oregon and Memphis.
Jay the Gifted liking Bama and Mizzou, full game over.
Tom Marino says 7 is a lot to lay in a rivalry game. I don't know if he's talking about the Cal game or the USC game, but yeah, it's a tough line. Lamont Williams, anybody like Buffalo -11? Yes, Kyle Jack, our resident MAC expert, likes Buffalo -11. Not quite as much as Toledo -1, but he likes it.
Jay the Gifted, I'll be at the Cal game. My cousin playing for UCLA. They've been through the worst all season. And last week against Washington, they played their best second half of the season. UCLA outright first win.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, that's the point. UCLA is not a good team, but they're playing with no pressure, right? There's no expectations. They're not even going to make a bowl this year, right? And they're coming off of an impressive performance. I mean, the problem is that they don't have depth, So
I agree. Jesse Dykstra saying, love that Baylor pick.
Jim Rome's a douche says, why do my drug dealers have to stop by in the middle of the greatest short sports show on the planet? It's just the way life is. Shout out to you, Jim Rome's a douche. Been watching videos for a long time. I love you, Jim Rome's a douche. Highly unlikely homo. I love you, Jim Rome's a douche.
I love him too. I love him. Great guy. He can see. He can see Atlantic City from his window.
Really? Yeah. Oh, we should go hang out with him.
I would love that.
Hell yeah. All right, let's see. Other comments coming in.
Leave Iowa State alone, says Sean Glass.
That game, the thing that makes me so messed up about that game is just I don't understand the total movement. That confuses me even more, you know?
Yeah, it says best sports betting show. Don't worry, it's okay if you hate my picks. I'll just cry a little.
Okay. All right.
Flipper 13, UCLA will give 100% trying to win at least one game. At least one game. Can they win at least one game? And Big Shot Rob always disappointed at the Sausage Fest in here.
You know, we do what we can. We do what we can. I try to talk to the ladies as best I can. I'm no expert. I do okay once in a while, but I'm no expert, you know.
So back to this UCLA spot. Teddy B says, so Loshak, with that logic, the over in the UCLA game should be a great play, right?
I'm not even sure about the total. I'm not sure. I'm going to look into the total a little bit more later on. I was just thinking, damn, I wish this game was friggin' being played at UCLA and Cal was picking them, you know?
Eddie Sanchez.
I like Iowa -7. -7? Well, they're like 5 or 5.5. There's no 7.
Yeah, I don't believe there is either. But
yeah.
He likes them at 7. Says Alabama wins, but I don't think they cover. Michael Irvalina, another guy liking Oregon plus 3.5. Tomor, Iowa State was horrible offensively against Iowa. West Virginia is a top offensive team in the country. I don't think Iowa State has the firepower to stay with them full.
So then why did the total take a 3-point move down or 2.5-point move down, Tomer? I completely agree with you. Yes, I'm thinking about the West Virginia team total over. No-brainer play. But I'd also be liking the over because of what Iowa State did offensively. You're totally right, Tomarino Tomor. So then what's your explanation for the total getting bet down 2.5 points? Any thoughts on that, Tomarino Tomor? Shout them out because I'm confused.
Jim Rums says, come eat some shrooms and drink beers on the beach anytime, gentlemen.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Aspire to elite. Average NCAA game has 16 possessions. How can Bama, Missouri go over 76? That's 5 points of possession, especially with Bama's defense.
Great point. Great point there. Dwayne Reed liking Buffalo -11 and Utah State -26. Another game that Al McMorty and Ian Cameron disagreed on. Ian Cameron took UCLA plus 27.5. Al McMorty took Utah State -26. I think we're going to see a big bounce back from UNLV in later weeks. I don't know I think UNLV is going to bounce back. I think Coach Sanchez is going to make them focused. But this is a very tough spot for them, going on the road at Utah State with that offense. I don't know what's going to happen here. I'd be leaning under that game. But as far as the side, I'm not exactly sure. Scotty Rock Forever says, Pete, serious, LOL. What? Scotty Rock Forever, what?
You seem very serious. Maybe it was about the mushroom use?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe it was the highly unlikely homo?
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about.
Highly unlikely. All right, let's see. What else do we have going on here? Comments coming in.
John Glass, Oklahoma State, good bet. Tomor answering your question. I think the total is dropping because Iowa State can only stay in this game by running the ball and slowing the tempo. I think that's what they're game plan will be.
That makes a lot of sense. You'd assume that any team's game plan against West Virginia is going to be to slow the game down, right? Right.
Savage Larry saying, anyone on the Eagles tomorrow? The Eagles have burnt me 3 weeks in a row. Sustana says, love the mushrooms and beach comment.
Sure. I haven't done anything in my life except these fucking videos and hung out in New York losing my mind. Those are the only two things I've done in my life.
The real TC, I like FIU over Middle Tennessee.
All right, I'm looking at some other games that I was thinking about, and then we'll move on to NFL. Tomorrow's Thursday, so we'll have some final thoughts on TCU and Texas Tech. That's definitely and then Georgia Southern and Texas State. Again, the South Florida Tulsa game. I bet that one at 7.5. There is still a 7.5 at the Greek, but the rest of the market has dropped to 7. Toledo, pick 'em or -1. Kyle Jack loves Toledo this week at -1, which is certainly interesting. That Nebraska Northwestern game, 3.5 or 4. Steve from collegefootballwinning.com likes Iowa minus the points against Indiana. Doesn't think that Indiana is a live dog here, as a lot of people suggested. The Florida-Vanderbilt game, again, I added the under as an official play. Oklahoma State-Kansas State is also pretty interesting. Kansas State often is a live home dog. My initial thoughts, and I haven't bet these, is Kansas State and the under, but that's definitely one game that I'm going to do some more in-depth research tonight. Go ahead,
Trenton
Jim.
Claxton says UNLV always covers as an underdog.
Yes.
Dwayne Reed, though, says UNLV is playing with a backup quarterback. Looked horrible last game. Utah State at home with that explosive offense, solid defensive momentum, continues. They win and cover at home.
That's the problem.
ease.
Yes, UNLV has a backup quarterback who was just out of his element last game. The thing is, though, that anytime, and I don't care who you are, I don't care who, anytime you get embarrassed like that, you're going to come out focused and piss the next game. I don't care if it's on the road at Utah. I don't care if you got a backup quarterback who looked shitty in his first game. So there's a lot of conflicting situations here. I just wish that this was against a worse team in a better environment for UNLV, and then I would have been all over UNLV here. But it's just Utah State. The offense has been so prolific this year. We saw what happened. I would be leaning under here because I do think they're going to play intensely. UNLV. I don't think their offense is going to be particularly strong, and I don't think that Utah State's going to run up the score. So I'd be leaning under in this one, if anything. It's a high total because of what Utah State has done this year. So I'd be leaning under, if anything. The spread is just tough, Spread is just tough.
John Glass, Northwestern all day.
Mm-hmm.
Colmore talking about LSU's pass rush not being good. Also saying that he would lean LSU, but their offensive line has struggled, used so many different combinations, that I'd be on LSU if it was a night game.
Yeah, I'm leaning under on that one. And I would still be leaning LSU plus the points. It's just that Georgia has looked so good. And I'm definitely, but yeah, there you go, Penn State. I got to make a decision. I want the first half line to come out. And maybe I'll throw on, should I just throw on Penn State right now? The thing is, the plays I'm really liking are the Michigan State team total under. Mm-hmm. Is Penn State going to run up this? I think they probably will. They're off the loss. It's homecoming. All right, I'm adding that on as an official pick right now. Here we go. Penn State minus 13.5. I'm almost definitely going to also add on the first half and the Michigan State team total under, but I'll add that one on there right now. Minus 13.5, minus 109. Agreeing with Ian Cameron, going directly against Joe Gavassi. Michigan State's still the program, and they're getting a lot of points. It just feels like, is Penn State going to come out here lethargic off the off week? I don't think so. I think it's going to be the opposite.
Teddy B says, Loshak, Jimmy, even at 74, Alabama full game over isn't high enough against Mizzou. Mm-hmm. John Garcia follows that up with, hey, Teddy, I'll bet you a $15 Starbucks gift card, Alabama under. What are your feelings on the total?
I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more. Alabama games are often tough.
They're tricky.
Yes. I'm going to have to look into that one a little bit more.
They've been running up the scores in the first half.
Yes.
And then Tua comes out, and they're nowhere near the team that they look like without him. Tomar says, Sasana, I think Georgia is overrated. I think Bama will destroy him, but I can't stand the LSU play calling.
Mm-hmm.
Melee Payless Way, though, leaning LSU.
JP says, Peter, James, can I just get a quit my job today pick?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be, that's not an official birthday pick.
Who said that?
JP.
Oh, nice.
But that's going to be, first period over Philly and Ottawa.
I like it.
All right, let's see. Before we move on to NFL or MLB, just look for any other final comments, and then we'll move on. Robbie Tagaloa says, I agree, Pete. Under is the play in Utah State, UNLV. Yes. I think UNLV will play with intensity. I don't think Utah State's going to want to run up the score. I do think the total is high because of what what Utah State has done offensively this year.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Dwayne Reed, I'm leading under in Penn State-Michigan State game. 56 points seems a bit much.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, though. I think that the UNLV Utah State, I'm going to take another look into it, but I think I'd like that under call. Has there been total movement on that game?
On which one?
UNLV Utah State that you like the under on?
Let's see. Yeah, I think it dropped down 1 point from where it opened. And maybe I should grab it right now because it could. It's just that Utah State does have that offense that's been so expedient. Now actually it's gotten bet up a little bit, which is with a game like this, understandable.
Yeah, I like the under there. I like a lot of these totals. It's just going to take a little bit more time. Hard not to get overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it. I like, and I'm hesitant to go back with LSU, go back to the well. It was rolling so nicely until last week. The line moves hurt us last week.
Mm-hmm.
And Savage Larry says, are you ready for some football? Are we ready to move on to NFL?
Yes, let's move on. You know what? I will take a shot with UNLV and Utah State. I'll add the under. I'll add on the under right now. I will add that one.
And what are you getting it at?
UNLV, Utah State. Well, there's 64s and 63.5 at minus 102. I'll take.
And what did it open at?
63. So it's gotten bet up a little bit, which is understandable. I'll take the under 64 minus 110. Under 164 minus 110. That is, let's see, what places have that? A bunch of these places have it. Let's see, where are we? Yeah. WagerWeb has it. Jazz has it. Chinese bookie has it. I'll take under 64 minus 110 instead of 63.5 minus 102, which is the line at BetOnline. I should probably take that one. No, all right, I'll take the BetOnline line. 63.5 minus 102. UNLV, Utah State under 63.5 minus 102. That will be an official play for me. And let's move on.
Yep.
All right, you want to talk about MLB, Jim?
Sure.
All right, let's quickly talk about the series prices. I was thinking that Houston was the side with value. Now they are getting bet up. At a certain point, they won't be the side with value anymore. Most recent lines I've seen were like 140, 145 or so. How great is Boston's lineup? It's pretty awesome, right?
It's very strong.
Yeah.
Very strong. But we're dealing with the team in the Astros that smash lefties. We're dealing with a Red Sox team that will be using lefties. Now, Sale's a very dangerous lefty, but Price, who knows if Price even gets a start, to be honest. Price would be very, very vulnerable in this spot.
Is there a recency bias from the Cleveland series? Because I know a lot of people were saying that they were going to be all over Houston against Cleveland in that series, but it was partially due to Cleveland being overvalued, right? And overrated.
We had some of our sharpest MLB cappers say throughout the year, and Nostratoda being one of them nonstop, he couldn't wait to hammer Houston against this Indian squad.
Mm-hmm.
Houston took care of business. Houston, been there, done that. This Red Sox team, not so much.
Yeah.
I mean, they have vets who've been around. I think the advantage here is pitching. Let's see what Tomor has to say. Boston's lineup is strong, but they didn't hit the top of the rotation pitchers consistently, and Price can't have confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Savage Larry, Boston plays real baseball. Astros are like the Yanks in that they like to swing for the fences.
Savage Larry says, but Astros have way better pitching. I would agree with that.
I would agree, absolutely agree with that. That's just very, very easy. Nick Dial, I'm taking the Grand Salami under 18.5 goals in the NHL tonight. Very interesting.
Okay. Mohamed Joma says take the Houston run line on the road every damn time.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the issue with the Astros. They smash lefties. They smash on the road. At home, they're more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And against righties, their OPS is like 735 or something like that. Mohamed Joma saying Price is junk. Ulysses Hayes saying Price will adjust. Price is in a bad spot. Price is tough. Not applicable. Houston versus LA 2. It's destiny. Scotty Rock forever. Price will get roped by Houston. Dave LA, Astros versus Red Sox will be underrun series. Best bet will be taking plus 1.5 or full game under.
Mm-hmm.
Dave LA's been smashing playoffs, and he smashed them last year as well. Colmore, the only way Boston can win this series is if Sale is elite. Houston has the better starters and bullpen. McHugh and McCullers have improved the bullpen. They have. Whoever wins this season, wins the series, wins it all. I think Houston pitching. Nolino says, what was that hockey pick, your gift to JP? Who couldn't
it was Philly Ottawa first period over. It just feels that way. Goaltending, nothing special. The offenses should be live, and there you go. I bet it.
I like it.
I bet it.
Ulysses Hayes saying Chris Sale is starting on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Sale, is Sale back? Is Sale back? Do we trust Sale as a guy who can go 8 innings now?
No, I don't know. I think that, sure, yes.
Yeah, you think again?
I don't fucking know. I'm going to look at that one a little bit closer.
Rather have Sale, Evo, and Porcello.
Yeah, if I had caught the opener at like minus 120, I would have hit Houston. I'm not going to do it now though at minus 140 or 145. I'm just going to take it game by game now.
I agree.
But in retrospect, if I had caught the opener, I would have bet it at 115 or 120, definitely.
Drew Daddy asking what the hockey picks are. I have just 2 plays, very simple, could be very lucrative.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on both road teams. I'm on the Knights and the Flyers. I'm not touching the Coyotes Ducks game at this point.
All right. So let's quickly move on to
That's at -1.5 for big scores, plus 310 on the Knights and plus 220 for the Flyers. Sorry, Dan.
Yeah. All right. So let's quickly move on to NFL. Any further thoughts that you have, Jimmy the Bag? The more I look at, I'll tell you what I'm thinking, and I can tell you what. Interestingly, Jacksonville and Dallas, Ian Cameron and Al McMorty head-to-head on that one as well.
Well, it must have been a great show.
There's like four or five head-to-heads, and I mentioned it. I said this is like a heavyweight handicapper fight. I'm glad I'm not in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have gotten fucking knocked out against either of those guys. They were going head to head. So far, Al McMorty has definitely had the upper hand against Ian Cameron in head-to-head picks. But in overall record, Ian Cameron is ahead of Al McMorty. So it's a very interesting situation. Overall, in the show, Ian Cameron's record is better. They're both been very nicely positive, but Ian has a better record overall than Al. But Al's like swept the board on their head-to-head picks, though.
Wow.
Yes. So it's very interesting. They went head-to-head on the KC New England total. Oh, no, sorry, wait, no. They went head-to-head on the Atlanta total. Ian Cameron took the over, and Al McMorty took the under. They went head-to-head on that one. They went head-to-head on Baltimore and Tennessee. That was the game they went head-to-head on. Al McMorty took Tennessee, and Ian Cameron took Baltimore. Jacksonville, Dallas, I don't remember... No, I don't think they went head-to-head on Jacksonville. I think they both took Jacksonville, actually. I apologize. I apologize for that. It's all in the video. You can watch it here at SBR Videos. But yeah, they went head-to-head on a bunch of plays. The Tampa Bay Atlanta total, head-to-head. Baltimore, Tennessee, head-to-head. Ian Cameron likes Baltimore. Al McMorty likes Tennessee. Tampa Bay Atlanta, Ian Cameron likes the under. Al McMorty likes Tampa Bay Atlanta. Ian Cameron likes the over. Al McMorty likes the under.
And there are no 2.5s on the board for Jacksonville. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
No 2.5s.
Too bad.
They went head-to-head in college football in the Utah State game.
Michael Irvalina, KC New England game under.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely an interesting one. That KC New England game, the Prick took the under. Prick's been doing well, actually, as his best bet. The Prick also having a great season, but lost 3 straight bets in a row. The Prick has the under as his best bet. Ian Cameron, though, took the over at 59, and Al McMorty took the Pats at -3.5.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
Ulysses Hayes backing the Bears. I like the Jaguars, too. Do you think there's ever? I guess there would not going to be any 2.5s available.
No, Al McMorty and Ian Cameron both like the Jags, and when I listened to what they had to say, I started to think that they might be right, and I started to in my head think maybe I'll take the Jags here because I mean Dallas is they just have nothing on offense, you know.
No Sean Lee. No, yeah.
But I was thinking that they have that strong defense that you don't want to bet them as a home dog. But you're saying you don't even like their defense now that much.
Well, Van Der Esch has stepped up in a huge way, which was necessary after losing Sean Lee. I just love fading these Cowboys without Sean Lee, and Van Der Esch has stepped up. Now, we know he dealt with terrible neck injuries for a long time. He's one hit away from being out the door. Native Queen liking the Giants tomorrow night and the under. For a lot of people liking the over, I find that very, very interesting. I like the Chargers. I really feel like they're capable. I feel like they're the best team that the Browns have played, and I'm ready to jump on the Chargers.
Oh, you want to make that an official pick?
I'm feeling it. What would I get? Is there what's the best line?
-1, -1 at -103.
I think I might take a little bit more time, but that's a very close move for me. Tomarino saying Van Der Esch has been rated top 5 in his position. He's playing very, very well. There's no doubt about it. Savage Larry says, I would think the Jaguars is the play. Ulysses Hayes, Jags under and -3. Ulysses Hayes also on the Giants. So that's Ulysses Hayes on the Giants and the Oracle Native Queen on the Giants.
Wait a minute. Someone is spamming the comments section. Who is the... Oh, okay. See, that's spam. That's spam. You're really getting on our last nerves here. We're not going to mention the names. Yes. Is that spam? Yes. If you type the same letter over and over again 30 times and post it in the comments section, yes, that is spam. Really pushing it here. You're really pushing it here. We'll forgive you one more time. But you're really pushing it here. All right, what else do we have here?
Jake Bell's also on the under 45 tomorrow. Eagles, Giants. Ajayi done for the year. Clement's going to get the ball a lot. Should we trust a younger quarterback to come back on the short rest? Olivier Vernon expected to be ready to go. God, it's tough.
Tom Marino Tomor with a comment that is a perfect example of the antithesis of spam. Okay, let's read this. This is what you should be posting as opposed to spam. Says sales velocity was back up, but he wasn't the same. He still didn't get out of the fifth. Yeah, I'm willing to. I'll be interested to see what the total and team totals are for that game. But I would be interested in taking. The first game's going to be where, at Fenway, or is it in Houston? Where is it? I can't remember.
The first game is in Fenway.
Is it Fenway?
Yeah.
You know, I'd be interested in thinking about a shot with the Houston team total overs there. First 5 in full game. I'm not sure I'm a believer in Sale right now.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Oscar Sanchez says, Jimmy, don't forget to shout out Freddie Fortune's winning pick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sam Query. Took a while for him to get to it.
Oh, and here we go. King Rail, Memphis, plus 3.5, 4 p.m. tip. Wait, he's talking about Eastern time. He's talking about, Pacific time. Okay. Mm-hmm. Nets, Miami, Blazers, sitting everyone, especially Miami, almost whole team. Good luck. Great show. Thank you so much, King Rail. Copying and pasting that one.
Yeah, much love to King Rail. Remember, in 27 short minutes, King's Court will be here live at Sportsbook Review.
All right. Any other thoughts or comments, Jim?
Yeah, I'm going to make a move on the Chargers at some point soon.
Kevin J says, Pete never fails to make me laugh. Thank you, Kevin J. Thank you so much. I'm going to copy that and send it around to, I don't know, what could I do? I got to be able to do something with that comment, right? Just fucking save me from my demons. All right, what do we have?
The Jaguars and the Browns are moves that I'm going to make.
Okay.
They're moves that I'm going to make. But Ulysses Hayes says, trust me, Boston Saturday. And John Roy says, I'm on Astros. Told more about this Thursday night spot. The Eagles team has so many flaws right now. Struggling offensive line. Secondary is bad. Alshon Jeffrey not looking the same. Giants are a bad team. But I don't see why the Eagles are favored here, especially on the road. Mm-hmm. Makes a lot of sense there. Eddie Sanchez. Rams versus Broncos over. Steelers versus Bengals over. Now, Eddie Sanchez believing in the Rams Broncos over in that freezing cold weather. And Kevin J says, love you, bro.
Shout out Kevin J. Shout out Kevin J.
Melee Pele also on the Chargers full game. I feel like I've seen enough. I feel like it's time to pull the trigger.
You're going to pull the trigger right now? All right,
I think there's 2 triggers that I want to pull, and that's Chargers and Jaguars. I get such joy fading this Jacksonville team, and I'm going to do that now.
Okay, well, you're in good company there with Jacksonville. Ian Cameron and Al McMorty both like Jacksonville, and I think you'll get the same line they got, which is 3 plus 105. So that's Jacksonville, minus 3 plus 105. And for the Chargers, I think we'll give you minus 1, minus 102.
Beautiful.
Right?
So that's minus 3 plus 105.
Yeah.
And minus 1.
Minus 103, sorry. Minus 1, minus 103. That is at Pinnacle right now.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. I might join you on Jacksonville before this week is over, Jim.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. All right, I'm locked in. Lamont Williams saying, I love you, bro. Thank you,
All right.
Williams. Thank you.
All right, I guess that's it. We will be back tomorrow, of course, at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Huge shout out to everyone before we wrap this up. And then tomorrow's what, Thursday?
Tomorrow's Thursday.
All right, so your next Audible is going to be on Friday. That'll be interesting to hear what you have to say there. Tomorrow is Thursday. We'll be back Thursday. How many NHL games are there tomorrow? A lot?
We have a nice card.
Nice card,
Actually,
all right.
Yes, that's tomorrow. We have a nice card. I believe we have like 8 games.
All right, a lot of work to do tonight before we wrap it up. Who's coming in? Lucrative Larry.
It is none other than the great Lucrative Larry's.
Some fucking weirdos coming to join us today, right? Freak of the day is, it's Lucrative Larry. Lucrative Larry.
It's me.
What if we had like 5 freaks who came? Then we would never know. You'd be like, wow, which freak is coming today?
Me. In Malta.
In Malta?
In Malta.
Okay.
Prostitution is itself legal.
Really?
However, and this might concern you, Mr. Jimmy,
Starting to.
running a brothel and loitering is illegal.
Same as Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Malta is known for its beautiful beaches. You know what it's not known for? Soccer.
Okay.
They're terrible.
They're terrible.
They're terrible at it.
Okay.
All right.
It's a 2-game parlay. Kosovo to beat Malta at minus 350. Also, Romania over Lithuania at minus 200. Almost a little music there. You saw that?
Yeah,
that was
love
beautiful. 2-game parlay gives me a minus 108 at Bet365.
Beautiful. So that's
I love Wednesdays.
Kosovo and Romania parlay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Keep up the good work.
Great.
Thanks, man.
Keep up the good work.
Bye, Mr. Peters.
Bye.
Mr. Jimmy.
And before we end, let's let Scotty Rock Forever take us out. He says, Pete and Jimmy. Did you know you are the sunshine of my betting life?
Oh my God. Huge. You know, we don't shout you out enough, Scotty Rock Forever. I understand that. Huge shout out. We will end this show. Huge shout out to Scotty Rock Forever. We'll see you all tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern Time.